What is up, guys, and welcome to another league racing video on F1 2021. This is round number 3 for the Australian Grand Prix in the LCR Season 11 Championship, and we are looking to bounce back after the last race in Saudi Arabia. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out before you see this one, because here are the standings from the last race. As you can see, we are currently 5th in the championship, over 30 points behind QPR Star. So we really have made the first 2 rounds difficult for ourselves. It's been 2 really tough races, but we're looking to bounce back in this one, and we really need a kickstart, an injection to start our championship campaign here in Season 11 in Tier 2. So you join us halfway through the first run of the session. As you can see, we're on the medium compound tyres, and there's just one thing going into this one. We've done some practice, obviously, and I felt good, but for some reason, during this race and the entire weekend here, I just felt like an absolute nervous wreck for some reason. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know, I'm just really nervous, and as you can see, it starts to manifest itself here as we go for a little spin at turn 12. So, yeah, confidence isn't really there. I think I was too much in my own head after the first 2 rounds, and I didn't want to mess up anything here. So we go again on the second run, on the same set of medium tyres, because you're only allowed 1 set of medium tyres in this qualifying session. We are way up on the delta, and this is just to get a time on the board. We don't want to do we don't want a repeat of Saudi Arabia where we just kept on invalidating all the time, because that was pretty frustrating, and that really put us under pressure to get a good lap in. As we come around the last corner, very cautious, just getting a time on the board here. Across the line we go. It's a 22.7, and that puts us into the top 5. As proper times have not been done yet. So P5, we are dropped down to P10 with just over 6 minutes left. We put on the soft tyres, and we are over a second up on the delta. So this is definitely going to get us up the order here. But the question is, where are we going to be? It was quite a cautious lap, to be honest, because again, we just want to get that time on the board with just a couple of minutes to go. The track starts rubbering in around this stage, so that's when I decided to put it a fresh set of tyres on. As we cross the line to 21.2, and we go up into P4. So just like Bahrain, we are in the top 4. We haven't choked qualifying just yet, just like Saudi Arabia. As we go on to the final run. This was my best lap of the session, and here we go. I'm going to talk you through it as we have DRS open. We've told Jeff to shut up. 22 seconds left. This is the moment. This moment is where you clutch up as a league racer. As we go into turn 1, 5th gear, just about go on the curb. We don't invalidate, and we can push on. We're already over a 10th up, so this is quite the opposite of the social race and the first round. 3rd gear, straight up to 4th gear, clip the apex, and we short shift up to 5th gear. Just avoid the curbs on the entry and the exit. We go a little bit wide here, but that's just to make sure we don't get spun on the inside curb. Sector 1, we are just over, quicker than Feta Cheeses. We just about stay within track limits there at turn 5. And through turns 9 and 10, 3rd gear, short shift right up to 4th, ride the curb on the outside, and we are literally on the move here, just over 2.5 tenths up. Going into turns 11 and 12, very easy to invalidate. Let's see what we do. We've gone purple, but we're a little bit hesitant on the throttle there, but we don't invalidate, and that's the crucial thing. But apparently, we've gone purple, so this could be a very, very good lap. My PB was a 20.4. We won't get anywhere near that, but that might not even be needed to get pole position. As we come through the final sector, there's a car to our left. That puts us off a little bit. We just about get the apex, and here we go. Round the last corner, slightly awkward through here. We don't want to spin out here. DRS open towards the line. What is this going to be? Across the line, and it's pole position. We've got on pole position for the race. But unfortunately, Nico takes it away from us. But, man, we almost got pole position there. But to be honest, I was really happy with it, because I was a nervous wreck for the entire qualifying session. So being second, less than a 10th off pole position, is an absolute win. It was a 20.8, just under a 10th behind Nico, who did a 20.7. So we're in a good position for the race. So that's the main thing. And I was really happy with myself, as we have a great opportunity to get a great result to kickstart the season, because it's not been a great 2 rounds. As you join us at the end of the formation lap, the strategy is going to be maybe soft medium or maybe soft hard, just to play on the safe side. We still have Bahrain fresh in the mind as well, but that doesn't matter, because we are revving up to 5 red lights for round number 3 of LCR Season 11. And the lights are out, and we are underway in Australia. The start was okay, but look at the second phase here. Nico struggles off the line, and we have taken the lead, and it's going into turn 1 now. We go a bit wide, we don't get a warning for it. That doesn't matter. We have taken the lead of the Australian Grand Prix. An absolutely perfect start from us. And now, can we pull away? We've already got half a second advantage, so this is the opportunity. We need to make a gap. But unfortunately for us, a virtual safety car has popped up out of nowhere. There's a huge crash behind us. And look at the gap we have at the top left, 1.2 seconds. So that's kind of ruined it, because there was some squabbling behind us as the safety of the VSC is ending now. And look how much time we have lost to Feta Cheese. I'm just going to call him Cheese because I'm not going to try and say his full name. But look at that. Look at Cheese, literally right on us through the fast chicane. And yeah, we've lost a good half a second there. And yeah, we're just trying to get the pace on. We're trying to save ERS, because this track is very easy to consume a lot of ERS. And our setup, we don't have the fastest car in a straight line. I'm going to tell you that now. I think the setup was like 10-8 wings or something. But at the moment, so far, so good. We are leading the Australian Grand Prix as we come round the final corner to set the fastest lap of the race. But the gap is literally 0.3 of a second. So at this point, we just need to keep calm, because I was quite excited about leading the race. But we just got to make sure that we just maintain the gap, or even pull away from Cheese and Nico behind us. As we cut on to lap 2, we come through, we do another purple sector, 2 purple sectors here as we get our first warning for track limits on lap 2, which is not ideal. And yeah, that was pretty frustrating, because I generally thought that we would get away with it there. But we've already got a warning. We're just trying to calm ourselves down and just focus at the job at hand. And as you can see at the gap at the top left, Cheese, Nico, they're not really going away. They're still within a second of each other, and Cheese is within a second of me. So as we go on to lap 3, we set the fastest lap again, but it doesn't do anything because we're only half a second ahead, and DRS has been enabled. So we are probably the most vulnerable car in this train right now, because we will not be having DRS from anyone. As we cut on to the end of lap 3, we come through as yeah, DRS has been enabled now, and Cheese is looking to pass us. We're just trying to keep him behind, just manage the battery. But Immortal in 4th place, he's caught up to us as well, and he's set the fastest lap of the race. And we keep saying red sectors, but Cheese has a bit of a moment there going out of the last corner, and I'm hoping now Nico can make the move, but he doesn't make the move. Cheese had enough momentum still from the last corner to carry on and be behind us. And if you feel like this is quite inevitable that he's going to pass us, well, it did feel quite inevitable that we will get overtaken at some point. The pace isn't great here out in front, despite being the front running car. We're just trying to save our rest. Cheese is having a look at us, and we go a little bit wide through turn 2 there. Through turn 1 and 2, we go a bit wide. We're trying to use ERS, but then I realise there's no point fighting it. He is so much quicker than us at this stage. He takes the lead of the race, but he goes wide a bit, so we could try and come back at him through turn 4. Can we try it? No, he has the outside line covered, and we have lost the lead of the race. But there's no panic. We're still second, and we can try and get him afterwards. So here we go, cutting towards later on in the lap. What I didn't realise here is Nico sends it down the inside, and it's a great move from Nico. And now we've lost 2 places in the space of a lap, and now that is not so good, because now we are firmly in this DRS train. And in a DRS train in league racing, there's basically nothing you can do. There is absolutely nothing you can do when you're stuck in a DRS train. You just have to follow the car behind and just stay within DRS range. That is literally all you can do. And I knew I'm having to do something in order to get out of this train and take the lead back again. As we're hoping now Nico makes a move, but he doesn't. But I thought of one smart thing here. Undercut. As you can see, on lap 8, we've started lap 9, so we pitted on lap 8 for the hard compound tyres. Bahrain still fresh in the mind. We want to get to the end of the race safely as we come out behind AMS Blair, who has, he's had a bit of a stinker here as we pass Blackie, who has retired from the race. As, we want to get to the end of the race safely. We've done the undercut, so now this is up to us to push on and try and catch up and make some time up, really, and use Blair as a bit of a carriage to a DRS detection point, as we can cut on to the next part of the lap, the middle sector. As you can see here, Rafiki is really struggling, and he's off, and he's spun off into turn 12. He's got it to the wall, and that is another non-points finish for our teammate, and that has triggered a safety car on lap 9. So at this point, I was thinking that this could be really good. Now, we've made the undercut, and now people can make the pit stop, and we'll be able to get some time back. That's what I was thinking, but no, Brad, you haven't called it. You have not made the call. It's the worst thing that could potentially happen. Because as you can see, we got onto lap 11, and only now the safety car has caught up to the race leader, and the guys in front of us have made the pit stop onto medium tyres. So not only we're on slower tyres, we're on older tyres, and we have been absolutely shafted here. The safety car has ruined the undercut attempt, and we are down in P4. We're even behind Immortal, who is 4th place, but he's got a 5-second time penalty. So we won't have to worry about him too much, but it's still very frustrating as we're getting ready for the restart here. We're just making sure we don't hit anyone. And as you can see behind us, TMS Ventham has just been given 10 seconds worth of penalties. That's 5 seconds there as we're getting ready for the restart. They've done something weird with this game. As you can see, there's no throttle application. And as soon as the throttle's turned on, we're going, and we've lost so much time because I don't know what this patch has done to this game with the restart. It's so frustrating. So we've immediately lost touch to the race leaders as Ventham with 10 seconds worth of penalties now. He just sends it up the inside at turn 1, and there's nothing we can do about it. And we're going to try and fight back with Ventham, but it's not much use at the minute. But he actually tried to report us for brake testing, as we're going to go try send it down the inside. Going into the next corner, he goes wide, and we can try and get the opportunity to get that 4th place back, but he squeezes onto the big sausage curb on the outside line, and we have firmly lost another position. And Ventham actually tried to report us for brake testing, which didn't impact us too much because he didn't finish the race. But as I'm talking now, as you can see, we got our 2nd warning for track limit, so we're just about at the halfway point now. And this race is really starting to fall apart for us. We're on older tyres, we're on the slower tyres, and we just do not have the pace right now. I mean, as you can see, we've used up nearly half our battery. We've got 60% ERS. We're ending up having to compensate because we're not fast in a straight line. As Nico does a 24.5, we did a 25.1, and we have not even got near our PB. So the pace really isn't there on these hard compound tyres. They're just the tyres you really want to avoid. And yeah, in hindsight, I should have just gone for medium tyres on lap 8, knowing that there was going to be a safety car, or I should have just pitted when on lap 10 for the medium tyres because we were down the order anyway. So strategy, we've made a blunder with the strategy here. I wasn't willing to put my hands up there and just be like, no, we've made a massive mistake on strategy. We're just about in his DRS range, but that doesn't help as we come through at the end of lap 16. He is over a second behind. He's got 10 seconds worth of penalties. But, yeah, if he finished the race, I think he would have got those removed. So we would have had to put up with Ventham and his penalties. But lap 17, again, we're just rolling through the laps. We're just losing time to Ventham in front of us and the front runners, who are already 5 seconds ahead. But, yeah, lap 18, we are given an absolute blessing here. Because the safety car has been deployed for the 2nd time in this race. So the first thing was to get rid of those hard compound tyres. They are awful. Do not use the hard compound tyres if you're doing any sort of racing in Australia. Just don't. They are the worst compound tyre. So we're going to go onto the fresh set of soft tyres that we saved in qualifying. That's why we did 2 runs on the softs. So finally, the alternate strategy in qualifying is helping. And look at this. We've passed Ventham, we've passed Immortal. And look at that, we're going to pass Seb as well. So because of the safety car, we have gained 2 places. And we are back in the top 3. And Nico has a 3-second time penalty as well for track limits, I assume. So we are right back in this race as the safety car is ending. And again, you're going to see this stupid patch working wonders for us, as we're not really confident on the restart after the last time. We don't spin or anything, but we have already lost touch with Nico in this race. On the restart, we get going again. It's a 9-lap sprint to the end of the race. We are currently P3. We're on 2 warnings though, so we have to bear that in mind. 1 more warning and it is game over. We'll get a 3-second time penalty and we will not be on the podium for the 3rd race running. So So we just need to make sure that we just keep it clean and maybe pass Nico, because 2 laps now, we'll have 2 laps with no sort of DRS enabled. So if we can try and get close to Nico and make the move, we'll definitely be in contention to maybe even win the race and take the lead back. So that's what I'm hoping to do here as we cut on to lap 22. That is not really happening right now. We don't really have the pace. As you can see in the bottom as well, we have used up over half of the ERS. We are still compensating for the fact that we are not great in a straight line. We're down to 25% now. We don't even set a PB, for goodness sake. So this is not looking good for us, as Nico is still behind Cheese. Cheese has been leading the way here in this race. This is his first race as well, so kudos to him. He's doing a great job right now. As, yeah, we're just trying to get past Nico. I'll keep up with him, really, at this point. We're just trying to keep up. We're not trying to take too much out of the tyres either, because we put these tyres on lap 18, and these tyres can just go maybe 10, 11 laps if you're really good at tyre management. So, at this point, we're just trying to save ERS as we keep ticking through the laps. Lap 24, nothing happens. Lap 25, as you can see, we're ending lap still behind the Haas. And lap 26, we are still behind Nico. Nothing much is happening here. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a DRS train. Classic DRS train here in League Racing. Right in front of your screens here. So nothing much is happening. But we're still without a penalty. And that's crucial for this race, because the car behind us, Immortal, doesn't have a penalty either. And at this point, we're just trying to press Nico into making the move on Cheese, because that's what I'm hoping for at this point. We're just trying to we're getting a little bit closer lap by lap, but as you can see, we're about to throw it away here as we get our 3rd and final warning, and that is a 3-second time penalty, and the frustration is really starting to build here. It's not been a good race, and now we have jeopardized our chance for a podium, as now we're gonna have to pass Nico on track in order to get it back. So we really need a miracle here in the next 2 laps, or we just need to pass him. That's the main priority. But as we come on to lap 28, he gets 6 seconds, and Immortal gets 3 seconds of penalty. So now we've gone from potentially being in a net P4 to a net P2. So now we don't have to do anything anymore. So we are guaranteed to finish 2nd. We're guaranteed to finish on the podium, even if we don't finish 3rd on the road here. We just need to keep it calm. We're thinking about passing Nico, because he's really pressurizing Cheese here for the race win. He's all over the place here through the 3rd sector. As we're building towards a very intense finish here on lap 28. We're coming towards the last lap of the Australian Grand Prix. Cheese leads the way without a penalty. Nico is 2nd with 6 seconds. We're 3rd and Immortal is 4th. We're thinking about passing Nico, but we don't need to do anything as we're running in 3rd. But as we come through turn 1, we spun. Lads, we spun. We have effectively choked him. We have thrown away a guaranteed podium finish as Cheese comes through to win. Nico will finish 2nd on the road. He gets demoted to 3rd anyway, and we're going to finish 4th. It's another 4th place in this championship, but guys, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I have screwed up. That's basically it. We had 2nd place right in our hands, and we would have got a podium here, but yeah, I spun. I've essentially screwed up. I'm trying not to swear here because I'm pretty frustrated looking back on this, as yeah, we finished 4th. All we needed to do was just keep it clean, and we've bottled it on the last lap again. So yeah, the frustration is really starting to build here. We've just lost very valuable points to Sora, who ended up finishing 5th in this race. So yeah, very frustrating, but it's still a top 4. It's better than Saudi, but yeah, as you can see the standings here, we're down in P6 after Cheese's win. So yeah, if we didn't spin and just picked up 6 more points, we'd be 3rd in the standings right now. So the good news is we're only 25 points behind Sora, who's taken the lead of the championship, but we really need to get it together for the next race. So that's why I'm going to leave you guys here today. Subscribe to the channel for more League Racing content, and I am hoping for a better race in the next one. Until then.